Hi everybody, welcome to Studying the Masters. I think I'm a few minutes late, so please forgive me. Let me open up my Photoshop window. We're gonna get started. Hope everybody had a really nice Christmas. Mine was actually, it was pretty nice, but I was just feeling some type of way on Christmas Day. I felt better yesterday yesterday, honestly, than I felt on Christmas. I had to kind of say this, but I'm not a huge Christmas Day fan. I don't know why. I love what it means and what it represents, but the actual holiday itself, I always have like a hard time. It feels like a lot of pressure to like give everybody the right things, and I'm always broke at the end of it, and there's that. Let me make sure that I'm using, okay, I am using the right mic. I switched my mic from last time because apparently the one I was using before, I've been using the same one forever. It's connected to my my camera, but it's really not the best. It's a very small, very minimalist microphone, and I don't want to continue to use that. So anyway, let me go ahead and find the files we're going to be working with today. I hope that you guys did enjoy Christmas though more than than I did. I'm going to still be working on this last painting that we were working on. I think I might need to open the downloads as well. Let's see if I can find. I would have had everything prepped, but it's my first day back in a little bit, so I'm gonna just try and do my best. Okay, I think this is the right painting. Okay, so I'm gonna open this up. Hopefully this works decently. And let's see, where are my downloads? Hopefully I can find a reference that I'm going to be using as well, so that I can actually see what it is that I'm trying to do. That would help quite a bit. So let me find that. Alright, good. This is open, that's good. This is the same painting we were working on last time. I'm going to take that off. What's this? Oh, that's the whole entire thing. Okay. Let me find the reference I'm looking for. Shouldn't be long, hopefully. If I could actually find it, that would help. Sorry. There it is. Alright. So I'm using a reference. It's from this book I've been using, and the movie is Spirited Away, as you guys probably know, but if I can show you the book again, I think it will help, at least for me, to explain. Oops. I'm getting my idea. So, this is the book. It is called Hayao Miyazaki, and it's from the Academy Museum. It has like tons of references. It's really based on the show that they're doing now. Ooh, I really want to, this one I should do maybe next. I think I want to stick to characters type stuff. I wanted to try at least one background, but as you can see, I've been working on this particular one for, I think this is the 4th session. I'll have to check. It's either the 3rd or the 4th session. And either way, it's been a while. So I'd like to kind of turn that down a little bit so it won't be as long, and I really prefer character stuff anyway, but I know I need to practice with my layout type stuff, so I'm glad we did this one anyway. But it is coming on a new year, and new year means new goals, I think, or that's how I kind of see it and think about it. So I will be asking you guys about what you're kind of goals are going into this new year, if you have any yet, or if you haven't made any yet, then maybe why haven't you made any yet, or is it something that you're thinking about? I'm still trying to figure out what happened to this year's goals, honestly. Let's see. Definitely see, I'm trying to compare now what it is I need to do. I don't think I put any major shadow on yet. What's this one? Let's see if I grab my marker. Oops, not that one. If I grab my actual marker, okay. I just wanted to make sure that it was going to let me go on the right side. So I think I'm gonna take some of these, I don't know, off yellow colors and try and paint some of these on. I'm gonna still make it a clipping mask. I mean, I suppose you could call this light. But let's see. I'm gonna do my best to kind of, I know, I feel like, I think I'm slightly intimidated by doing these types of painting just because they are outside of my comfort zone. I'm not a layout artist at all, but I still haven't counted myself out from improving on it, at least trying to. I'm gonna add in these. I might make this an overlay layer. Think about that. Let me see how it looks first. So really the only thing I did was I just look at the original and look at mine and see what does the original have that mine doesn't have, and is it important or does it add to it? I mean, if it's something like minor that is not a big thing, I don't want it, I'm not making an exact replica. That would take, oh god, who knows how long. I just want to make something that has the same sort of feel as the original one does, without necessarily being exactly the same. So I'll add some of these light spots. I usually do the shadow before light, but I'm just kind of winging it at this point with this one. I just want to go with whatever feels natural, I think, for this specific piece. But it was talking about goals, and actually, if you are in Cartoon Arts Center, which is my meetup group, we had our very first, speaking of goals, we had our very first mastermind group like 2 weeks ago. It's not going to be a weekly one, it's going to be a monthly one, just because I wanted to start it off just kind of without incredible amounts of pressure, and just like it's sort of like a trial, but a little bit more like an advanced trial, I guess. But I'm glad that I did it as a trial, because there was something that went terribly wrong. Two of the people that I knew no, two of the people, no, there's three people total. One person I knew already, and of course one person was myself, and then there was two people that I did not know who were in the meetup group, that I'd never seen at an event or anything like that before. And one person decided to expose himself at the end of the meeting, and that really obviously caught me off guard and really made me think about how I do these things. So from now, when I invite people, especially if I'm going to invite somebody on my channel, which I haven't yet, I have only done solo videos on here, so definitely that made me think, oh wow, if I ever wanted to invite someone on my channel, I better do a background check. But definitely for the meetup going forward, it's going to be more strict about, especially for online meetings, for sure. I'm definitely going to have to, you know, have some sort of a lockdown or something. I know that's not a good word that nobody likes to hear, but definitely like at least a questionnaire and a little bit more checking to see that you are who you say you are, sort of a thing. I don't want to make it complicated for anybody, but I just don't want it. I don't want there to be any people who apparently do exist on the internet to try and ruin it for everybody else, if you know what I mean. That kind of sucks. It made me doubt my meetup. It made me doubt like what I'm trying to do as far as helping people achieve their goals creatively. And I was telling my mom about it, and she was like, you know, no, you don't take on any of that. That's not, she don't talk like that, but basically saying, you know, not to let that incident sort of ruin what it is that I'm trying to do, which is to create a community for artists and be a positive, you know, place, basically. Not, but there's a lot of crazy people on the internet. A lot. So, what do? So you have to just deal with it and try and weed them out and move forward. That's one thing I can think of. But anyway, back to the group. There is actually a Facebook page for the Cartoon Art Center. I know I'm recording this on my page just because I want to, because I'm creating the video. I'll share it though. I will share it to the Cartoon Art Center page, but let me see how this looks as an overlay. Oh, it actually looks kind of nice as an overlay. Maybe. Alright, let's see. And as far as the shadow, I'm not sure how much shadow I want to add. I know I need to add some for realism's sake. Trying to figure out what to do with this corner too, because the corner is not showing in the original. It just kind of, where does it stop? Stops about here. So I wonder if I should just erase that whole thing out. No, I don't know. Maybe I will work on the grass though. I think I will. Make this light. I'm not going to do the shadow just yet. gonna add some layers here for the grass and hopefully get something going with this. But as far as New Year's goes, I don't know, I feel like this last year, I don't know if I accomplished what I set out for. I don't know if I did. I think maybe I was too vague with myself for what I wanted to see happen. I mean, some of the things that happened were really great, like as far as my family life, that's all going pretty much better than I could have wanted it to. But career stuff, that's a challenge, and it has been for a while, but it feels like this year was hard as far as that kind of stuff goes. Like, I had moved back to California. I was in Georgia all last year, well, half of last year, and moving back, I don't know, I think I just faced some things that I wasn't expecting. Like, I had a job out there in Georgia where I was doing painting and teaching painting, and I liked it there. But when I transferred with the same company out here, I didn't like it at all. I think it was a lot to do with the different owners, and it just didn't go well. And let's see, what else? I like how they're using complementary, but like sort of subtly. This red and green. But anyway, when I transferred out here, I didn't like it. I liked my coworkers, but I didn't like the management. So I left that job, and I'm now starting a new job, but I'm not with it in the art realm, but not actually as an artist, and that is kind of upsetting for me. I'm itching. I've been itching since yesterday. That sounds really bad, but yes, it kind of happened. I'm wondering. Oh, that feels kind of rough. Maybe I'll just make this as an overlay also. I don't feel like I'm gonna make this thing cooler. I'll probably still work on the building, but I want to get, I think, the foliage going on. There's so much in the original I want to, and I'm using this brush. It's called, what is it called? KTW, Sumi. Why does it say that? It's here. It's Kyle. I got it from Joel Santana, which is it was a Domestica class. This one is, I wrote them down too. I think it's a good idea to write down your favorite brushes that you use. It does help because there's so many. It's Kyle's Dry Media. Conte, that's the one. The Conte. What is it? I don't know if you can read this. Conte Biased? Something like that. But anyway, it's a Kyle Dry Media, and it's 30 pixels. So have it at, is it? Something like that. Let's see. Conte. Let me see. If I search Conte. Conte Aliased. Oh, that's what that word is. Conte Aliased. But it's in the dry media from the Joel Santana, which I got from, it's like a digital painting class. If you look him up on, Domestika, it will definitely show the class where it's like, I think it's like a Pinocchio on the cover sort of thing, but the whole project is basically you're painting his version. You can paint whatever you want, but his illustration is like of this panda who is killing these little, I don't know what they are, these weird looking little flying fairy things. Anyway, you can check him out though. He's a good artist. He's a really good artist. He does really detailed character illustrations, like really like painterly, semi-realistic character design paintings, and they're all digital, but they look really cool. And I'm going to change the color a lot on these. I just want to, I don't know if I like that. I just want to get something in there. This shape. I think I'm just gonna, I might just paint all this on one layer and just keep adding color. So kind of like, as if I was doing it traditionally. And this side is a lot more warm color. It's not quite this dark and saturated though. This actually goes pretty far out too. Maybe that's why I let myself leave that edge so rough, but this part is not covered, so I'll have to figure that part out. It's alright if I'm covering like part of what I painted or a lot of what I'm painting, because I wanted to get that part at least colored in. Let's see. I feel like I need to go behind the actual building though to get the next. What is this? Oh. All right. Let's see. Make this smaller a bit. trying to get my colors right, but anyway, what was I talking about? Goals. I wanted to talk about them because it is that time of year where you want to start thinking about those things again. Hopefully you haven't buried all your goals from last year. If you set goals last year, I feel like I did. I don't know that I did, but it feels like it. And I'm not sure where to pick back up on them at. I need to name some of these. It does get confusing after a while when you don't name your layers and you have a million going on at once. Alright, let's see. I think I want to just I know I said I will do them all in one layer, but let's see. I don't know anymore. I feel like I'm giving up on life. I don't know what it is. I feel like the more I want something or try to get something, like the less it happens. So I think sometimes I'm afraid to set goals for that reason. I don't want to like long after something so much, and then it just like, it's almost like you block yourself from making it happen, or at least that's how it feels like. I feel like I'm blocking myself. And you may be thinking, oh, what could a amazingly talented artist like you just kidding, block yourself from? But I don't know, I have a lot of goals and I just wonder if I'm just sometimes wanting them too much. Does that like make sense? If you want a goal too badly that you prevent yourself from making it happen, I don't want to do that. And I feel like with my career, I feel like I do that sometimes, and I don't want to. So I'm trying to step out of my own way, I guess. And not be dependent on the goals. That's the thing too. It's like you want to set the goal and then, but not be dependent on the goal for your happiness. It sounds really, I don't know if it sounds obvious or if it sounds dramatic, but sometimes when you want your goals really bad and you don't get it, it kind of can upset you. And I think I did that. I think I did that for some time, and I try to let it go, but I still be trying to like strive for it. So it's kind of confusing in the brain. Like, okay, am I going for this or am I not? And I feel like, yes, I am, but no, I don't want it that much because I want to block myself. So it's a weird thing. And I've talked about my big goal a bunch of times on here, on this channel, on this everything. And I don't even want to like say it out loud anymore. It feels like now it's like, what is that? Bloody Mary or something, Candyman or something like that. And I don't want to like continue to jinx myself. So I think I don't know if I want to even say it out loud anymore. If you're really interested, then message me. But yeah, I just don't want to stand in my own way, I guess. And I'm just kind of slightly instinctually picking colors based on how I see them. The original is not in Photoshop, so I can't eyedrop it, and I kind of don't want to eyedrop it because I want to practice just picking colors based off of eyeballing it instead of depending on the eyedropper. So it's a little bit harder to do it that way, but I'm trying to challenge myself in that. I think I've been doing that the whole Studying the Master series, just trying to eyeball the original rather than eyedrop the original. It does give you a little bit more challenge. I mean, especially when you're trying to translate doing this sort of thing in traditional medium, because you can't eyedrop traditional medium. It doesn't, well, if you can, then let me know, but you can't do that. So I want to keep it as close to creating a traditional piece of art as possible, even though we are going digital. So just keeping that in mind. You know, I'm using a lot of colors. It's slowly coming out in a way that I feel moderately pleased. I know there's a lot more to do, especially with the color of these bushes, but it's slowly getting there. Not perfectly, but it's coming along. But I don't know if you've ever experienced something like that, where you have a goal and maybe you've been trying to reach it for years now, like I have, and it just feels like almost like you don't want to jinx yourself from it at some point. It's just like, I mean, hopefully I get it, but I don't want it too much that it feels like I'm placing all of my happiness then on this thing that, you know, is not, obviously it's not supposed to be there to give you happiness. It's just supposed to be there to, as a goal, to motivate you to, you know, become stronger, better at what you do. So I don't know. It's kind of where I'm at. If it makes sense. Or if it doesn't make sense, that's still where I'm at right now. I mean, I am achieving some of my goals. That's a good thing. I am achieving some of them. Some really important ones. I actually achieved my biggest goal of the year. So I shouldn't be so hard on myself, because I did achieve my biggest goal. And my biggest goal this year was to successfully fund my Kickstarter. And I have accomplished that, thankfully. I mean, knock on wood, it's still on there unless everybody decides to pull out at the last minute and not back it anymore, which I think they can do, but who wants to imagine that? But yeah, that was actually my biggest goal in my mind. But I felt confident that I could do that. I think that was the difference. I felt like that never felt greatly impossible. It always felt like, I think I can do that. I think I can do that. I have a pretty good project, and I've spent a little bit of time. Well, I spent a bit of time doing some research. I took like this whole course on making a Kickstarter and all of that, and spent a lot of money on it. And really tried to do the work as best as I could possibly do it. So I didn't have a whole lot of doubt. I wonder if there's a class I can take to get my other goals. There's a class for every goal that you want. I don't know if that's a thing, but there's probably more resources than I've checked into for sure. But I don't like that bright green. Let me get rid of that a little bit. And I wanna, this side of the bushes feels a little bit harder. I don't know if it's because this side is warmer or what. Feels like it's just a little bit more challenging. Maybe because there's less variation with the colors. These are more similar than the other side was. Which you would think that would make it easier, but not really right now. At least I'm not seeing it. Alright. But I wonder if you guys have career goals that you have not yet achieved or are nervous about even setting. Sometimes people don't even set the goal because they're afraid if they can't get it or not. That I think is worse. That's kind of sad. I think you should set it and then just make yourself miserable trying to get it. Or something like that. I don't know. Oprah always says, like, I know, if you're really young, you probably don't want to hear what Oprah has to say. But she's very smart. She didn't get where she is for nothing. She's a smart lady. And I would recommend reading at least one of her books. I read her book. It's called The Path Made Clear. It's really good. I would recommend that one. So now I'm kind of ad-libbing. This is not necessarily exactly how the original is, but I felt like if I added a little bit more variation with the green, it would give me some of the effect that I wanted, and I like it a little better actually with the little bit of an ad-lib. Alright, that's not bad. Because I mean the original, it looks like it's gouache and watercolor, something like that. And this is not. So I gotta kind of figure out how I can get the similar effect with an entirely different medium. And that was also what I did with Mary Blair, but this one is considerably more challenging than Mary Blair was. I think maybe because I lean more towards her style naturally, like my own style is more similar to hers. This one is really outside of my zone. I think that could be what makes it more challenging for me, but some people who maybe have a natural style more towards this might have an easier time with this one, if that makes sense. There are these tiny little speckles of this light blue on this side, which I don't want to get rid of. I want to just slight, but I want to keep them in there because I like them. I don't know what to do about this part. I think I should just like delete it or something because it's not in the original. And I just And it's not helping mine at all. I'll give it a minute though. But I mean, painting something that's not your style is kind of like, it is not entirely different than setting goals that are out of your comfort zone. It's like you're trying to get something and you've never done it before. And sometimes it feels hard when you don't know what to do because you've never done it before. It's not entirely different, I don't think. How far we can. My goal is to finish. Well, my goal for today, or for this live stream, is to finish this painting today. Hopefully, I can. I think I can. I also would like a piece of vegan cheese. Nothing to do with anything. It's just what my stomach is saying right now. Daya. This one also has a couple of little specks of that light blue. There's a little statue also, the little spirit statue. I didn't want to put it down right away because I didn't want it to be distracting from trying to get the rest of the painting how I wanted it. But I think we're getting close that we can maybe add him really soon. And I'm just gonna quickly add in some of this grass and tiny little spots. If you're just joining us, this is a painting from Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away. I wish I could give you fun facts. You guys know I'm not a huge Hayao Miyazaki fan. I just recently discovered, I heard about him a long time ago, but I just recently discovered some of the artworks from his movies, and I was just kind of blown away by all of the pre-production art. Just really nice stuff. So that's why, along with getting this amazing book reference, decided to do this. I know that he has a ton of like hardcore fans who've been fans like, since they were kids or since the 80s or 90s or whatever. So I figured, why not? I was going to do Ivan Earl first, who is the amazing artist behind a lot of the Disney pre-production art from the Golden Era stuff. Sleeping Beauty, I think, is probably his most famous for. At least that's what I most know him for. He also did some commercial illustration outside of Disney. But more on him when we actually get to his stuff. I think for the rest of the Hayao Miyazaki stuff, though, I'm going to be doing some character studies. I feel more related to that. But this one has been really kind of cool. I'm actually surprised at how, even though it's still not finished, I'm surprised at how well it's coming out, because I don't know if I had any confidence in myself as doing this kind of a painting. Doing like layout stuff. I'm proud. It's not bad. To find like a yellowy green. A golden type of green. This could work. So many different colors. I wonder how they did all this with just traditional. It's like, look at it, it's like so many colors in here, and it's just, that's kind of the magic of watercolor too, because you can just layer in more and more variation. Definitely watercolors are my favorite thing to use. Can I make this even darker and warmer still? Layer that in. But that feels like earth. Makes it feel a little bit more earthy, I think. Just that little bit of warmth in the ground. I like that. All right. I think I am gonna add the little statue guy. Did I draw him? I'm pretty sure I drew him in the rough. Maybe not. I can always draw him now. Let's see. It's gremlin. I know it's not a gremlin, but it looks it looks like one to me. All right, I'm gonna use my lasso tool to draw him. Maybe I'll zoom in too. Trying to pick his height. This is definitely not his shape. He's not that big. So let me see, option. Shit. That's you. That's my son. It's kind of, I think, reasonable. Let's see. Delete that. It's literally like a stone statue. I want to get it. I want it to feel. Let me see. unlock this. It's like shorter and like fatter, I think. That feels good. Okay. Try and get that stone texture now, if we can. So now, take the opacity down and just kind of layer in some texture. Now we're not doing the shadow, we're just trying to get it to look like it's a rock. Different planes and whatnot. Forgive me if I'm speaking really low. I just kind of tend to get lower when I'm drawing detailed stuff. It's greenish color. Starting to look slightly rock-like, which is what we want. What else? And this set of highlight